darkness was mine. Didn't know it was there the whole time. Secret I told you long ago. Back from the dead, out of control. With your eyes open, see with your eyes closed. Drive into the sunset, leave it all on the road. Leave it all on the road. Leave it all on the road. Leave it all on the
Remember them all, still hear their call. Remember them all, still hear their call. Remember them all, still hear their call. Remember them all.
Catch me as I fall. I'm a bastard, heartless smile. Hear my laughter, love's on trial. I am broken, you are fire. Lies unspoken, heart's desire. I didn't know the darkness was mine. Didn't know it was there the whole time. Secret I told you long ago. Back from the dead, out of control. on trial. I am broken, you are fire. Lies unspoken, heart's desire.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Macromaster coming at you. Today is Wednesday, April 9th, 2025. Yes, got it right. Today I'm going to be playing some World of Warcraft, The War Within, continuing to adventure with my warband and maybe do a little gold farming. Without further ado, let's get into the game. Alright, so right now I'm going around doing the Battle Pet dailies, which was really tough to not do yesterday. Because I knew that I was going to be doing it today, streaming today. Though, with the 6 a.m. start time, I could theoretically start with the gold farming, doing the dungeon runs and whatnot, and then in the last hour do all of the Battle Pet dailies. Or at least do some of the Battle Pet dailies. Which is, in my opinion, if you're looking to quickly level up your character, this is the fastest way to do it.
Quest complete.
Now, if I am going to be gaming with my stepmom soon, which I'm hoping she gets to. Maybe I should switch to the X23 or X53. For one, awesome sound when you're flying on the X53. And for two, it's got the second seat, so I can, if my stepmom joins me, I can, or if any of you guys join me and are looking to get some help with power leveling your character by following my example and doing the Battle Pet dailies, I can take you with me. Get you in and out of places that you might otherwise not be able to get in and out of because of your level. But just to show you, no, not that one. There. I have played this character a total of 1.4 days, so almost 36 hours of game time into this character. Took this character from level 10 to level 68 in basically 36 hours of game time. At 2 hours a day, 18 days. So almost just shy of 3 weeks of game time on this character, and I'm already almost at level 70, so I've done almost 60 levels. I've gained almost 60 levels in the last 3 weeks. That's impressive. And it's only doing the Battle Pet dailies. And some questing, but mainly the Battle Pet dailies.
Greetings. Be careful. You need something? Have a good one.
Now, if you're just starting out and you don't have any max level characters, this might be a complicated way for you to level. Because you don't have the extra, you don't get the bonus experience from having max level characters. if you do have some max level characters and you're looking to level up a few new alts, trying different classes, different races. I mean, I've never played a Void Elf before. I've never played a Hunter before, so this is super new for me. Though I have been doing some low-level dungeons for gold farming lately, so that's why my hunter pet is not out.
Can I help you? For the Alliance.
Because it's because I just... The hunter pet just gets in the way a lot of times. Excuse me. The hunter pet gets in the way a lot of times when you're doing low-level dungeons. Though, unlike the undead minion that the Death Knight has, the hunter pet actually doesn't steal your kills. You get, you actually do get credit for the kills, and are able to loot the bodies of mobs that your hunter pet has taken down. And in that way, World of Warcraft is similar to Star Wars The Old Republic. Or more like Star Wars The Old Republic is similar to World of Warcraft in that way. Because unlike Death Knights and Warlocks, whose battle pets are basically forcefully summoned, you actually tame your pets. You become a symbiotic partnership with your pet. Like, you have all these pet utilities. You have the ability to tame new beasts, revive your pet, mend your pet. So revive your pet, or tame your... Let's go down them one by one. Tame beasts. This is how you gain new pets. Revive pet. If your hunter pet dies in combat, you can resurrect it. If your hunter pet is low on health, you can heal your hunter pet. You can feed your hunter pet. I remember when feeding your hunter pet was a necessity for keeping your hunter pet happy, so that they don't just up and leave. Because they're mad at you because you haven't fed them. Now it just heals them. You can dismiss your hunter pet. And beast lore. This tells you what a particular beast likes to eat. What abilities it has in combat, and whether or not the creature is tameable. So if a beast is tameable, it'll show tameable in the tooltip, and you can then use tame beast to tame the pet. This also tells you if the beast is exotic or not. I actually do have a few exotics. I have Bruce, Batman. I like making my pets' names puns of some kind. So Bruce. Let's go ahead and use Beast Lore on Bruce. He's a ferocity specialization. He uses Sonic Screech, Bite, Growl, and Dash. And he eats primarily meat, fungus, and fruit. Then we dismiss Bruce. And we bring out Hoofy. I couldn't think of a good pop culture pun name for this guy. Let's take a look at Hoofy. Hoofy. Specialization ferocity. For some reason I'm into the ferocity ones. Uses smack, growl, and dash. Likes to eat cheese, bread, fungus, and fruit. And these whistles are how you call your different pets. Then we have Kahuna, named after my stepmom's Rottweiler. Sweetest dog you'll ever meet. If he likes you. If he doesn't like you, run. Actually, if he doesn't like you, don't come around at all. He is vicious if he doesn't like you. If he likes you, he will kill you with kindness. He'll kill you either way, but at least if he likes you, it won't be intentional. All right. Kahuna, another ferocity. Uses bite, furious bite, growl, and dash. He likes to eat meat. And right now Kahuna is my primary. And that's why I only have meat in my inventory. So that I have food to feed him. Alright, let's dismiss Kahuna. And bring out the Warp Stalker, which as a Void Elf is the first pet you get. Oh, I just had a grand idea. Yeah, I just named my Warp Stalker Kermit. Just because it's funny. Alright, and Kermit here is a cunning specialization. Uses warp time, bite, growl, and dash. Likes to eat fish and fruit. Kermit is not an exotic. I don't think Kahuna's an exotic either. No, I didn't want to dismiss him. Dang it. Yeah. Kahuna's not an exotic. Hoofy, I do believe, is an exotic. Nope. Hoofy is not an exotic. Oh yeah. Or maybe maybe once you tame it, it doesn't say if it's exotic or not. But when you're trying to tame them, that's when it's yeah. Because I'm fairly certain Hoofy is an exotic. Anyway, let's dismiss the pets and keep going with the leveling. Just need to get up to the appropriate altitude so I can see the top of Karazhan. And I'm probably going to do Karazhan today on stream as part of my as part of the gold farming.
Can I help you? Have a good one. Hey there. Farewell.
And then, of course, as you see, I have R2-D2, Krog, and Roger Rabbit. I know I have. Sometimes the most brilliant name for my pets just comes to me, like R2D2, which actually should be more like C3PO. And of course Roger Rabbit. Actually, this little guy should be more like a robot from Lost in Space. Nice. Buyers for my auctions are being found. Nice. There's only one exception. There's to the order in which I do my battle pets. But for the most part, for almost all battle pet dailies, except for one,
Complete.
I start with R2D2, then I go to Krog, then I go to Roger Rabbit.
Well met. See you around.
There's only one where I start the fight with Krog instead of R2D2. And that's the one battle pet in Northrend that's on that the ruins of that demolished bridge. That fight I always start with Krog because the other guy's starting battle pet ends up doing massive amounts of damage to R2D2. And then on the reverse, there is one fight where I absolutely have to start with R2D2, and that's the master battle pet tamer in Northrend. The master battle pet tamers or grandmaster battle pet tamers are the ones that drop the sacks of pet supplies. But the grandmaster in Northrend, if you start with anything if I start with anything other than Krog, I lose. Or if I start with anything other than R2D2, I lose. Sorry.
We will persevere. We will have justice. Remember the Sunwell.
And then there's the Twilight Highlands one. That is like really, really difficult. Alright, looks like we have a ad break incoming. So once I'm done with this Battle Pet Daily, once I'm done with this fight, I will get on the flight to the next fight, and then I'll take a quick 5-minute break so we can run some ads, and then we'll continue on with the leveling.
Sun guides us.
But as you can see on this bottom bar here, I was at I started off the stream down here, and now I'm up here, and it only took me 20 minutes. I remember back in the day, first starting to play World of Warcraft, that amount of
Safe travel.
experience gain, especially at this high level, would take months. Yeah, you could literally play for 2, 3, 4 hours a day for 2 to 3 months and not get this kind of experience gain, especially at the higher levels. All right, on the flight, I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. When I come back, we're going to keep going. So, back in 5 minutes. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. We are back. And before I get going, real quick, today's sponsor is W Energy. It is a really, really awesome energy drink. I started using it before I even took them on as a sponsor. It comes in powder form. You get 30 servings per tub. They're currently running a special where you get 4 tubs for about $99, which, yeah, sounds like a lot, but it ends up breaking down to about 80 some cents a serving, which is far less than your average of $2.50 to $2.50 to $3.50 for a can of energy, for any of your standard canned energy drinks like Monster, Rockstar, and the like. Great flavors you can't find anywhere else. Lots of great vitamins and minerals and nootropics, organically derived from coffee berries. Coffee berries being a thing I never even knew existed until I started drinking Dubby. So it helps get you going first thing, and helps keep you going throughout whatever it is you're doing. Gaming, streaming, studying, work, whatever the case may be. This stuff really does help give you that extra boost of energy and mental acuity and focus. And like I said, awesome flavors you can't find anywhere else. This flavor is called Japanese soda. It is essentially, and what's surprising is no sugar, a sweeter than the original Ramune flavor. For those of you who might not be familiar with Ramune, it's a Japanese soda, comes in a glass bottle. It's sealed with a glass marble that you use a little plunger to pop into the neck of the bottle. Really, really good. I absolutely love Ramune. But this is Ramune, just not carbonated. And you can easily fix that by tossing a serving into 20 some ounces of carbonated water. So if you've got a soda stream machine or a DrinkMate machine, or you could just go to the store and grab a bottle of seltzer water. Boom, you've got Ramune with this stuff. It is delicious. You can get it for yourself. Just head over to w.gg, use promo code MACRO1 at checkout. That's MACRO1 at checkout. And that code will help save you 10% on your order. And it'll let Dubby know where you heard of them and help support my channel, which I'm excited to tell you guys. I'm getting my first affiliate payout from Twitch this month. I hope. My lifetime earnings is currently at $50.17. So, boom. It's over the $50 threshold. I should be getting a payout. I can't wait until, let's see, today's Wednesday, so Thursday the 10th, Friday the 11th, Saturday the 12th. I should be finding out Saturday whether or not I get my payout or not. Which I am excited about that. And it's either going to happen this month or next month. If it doesn't happen this month, it's definitely happening next month. Alrighty. And on this fight, R2-D2 is the best because these rabbits tend to burrow. And so Tympanic Tantrum hits battle pets even if they're underground.
Quest complete.
Alright, so we're just flying to the next one. Oh yeah, and this week is Dark Moon Fair. So when Dark Moon Fair happens, there is a battle pet daily at Dark Moon Fair that you can do. There's actually two technically, though. I find the higher level one to be more difficult.
You got my attention.
I usually can get him down to one pet before he knocks out my entire team. It's just a little extra thing that you can do. Now, some of these battle pet dailies, some of the battle pet dailies you can't technically get to, like the Cataclysm ones, until you are high enough level. Not so difficult to do when you're playing retail, but in Classic, I'm sure it would be very difficult to do. Which Classic, come August, will be bumped up from Cataclysm to Mists of Pandaria, and Battle Pets will be introduced. And then power leveling should become super easy. Though I would suggest that you do at least some questing as well, just so you can get used to your character's abilities, and you'll be better able to play the class. See, my cousin back in the day, also I got him into playing World of Warcraft, and he would power level his characters. Let's see. I hope I get enough. Level 69. Doesn't look like I'm gonna have enough. I might have to redo my talent trees, because I want to get the ability to call multiple battle pets into combat, even if it's just for a few minutes or for a few seconds. But anyway, my cousin, he started during Wrath of the Lich King, and so of course he started with a Death Knight, and he must have been power leveling his character, because I had a level 66 rogue, Night Elf rogue, and he rolled up a human Death Knight and quickly overtook me level wise.
What's on your mind?
And so he thought,
Watch
oh,
your back.
I'm a Death Knight, I'm in full plate armor, I do lots of massive damage, I could easily take you on in your little rogue with its leather armor and everything. I'm like, okay, bet. Even with Army of Darkness, the Death Knight ability that calls forth a whole bunch of undead minions to fight for you, even with that ability, I still took him down. And I took him down fast. He's like, how'd you do that? On paper, my guy should be able to kick your guy's butt. And I'm like, did you play through your character? Through your character's leveling, or did you just power level? He's like, the power leveled. How else are you going to get to max level to be able to do the end game content? And I'm like, that's your problem right there. You may have gotten your character leveled up faster than I did. After all, Death Knights do start out at like level 55. But so he didn't have that many levels to go through, but he did level his character pretty quickly. But it's like, you may have leveled your character faster than I have, but I've played through every level that my character has gained. I know how my character's abilities work. I know as a rogue, I know which poisons to use to maximize
Quest complete.
my efficacy in combat, especially against a caster, which is kind of what a Death Knight is in a way. I know how to utilize my ability to hide and move around fast, and so I know my character's strengths. I know my character's weaknesses. On the other hand, I also had a max level character or max level Death Knight, so I knew all the Death Knight's strengths and all the Death Knight's weaknesses. So I knew how to defeat my cousin and defeat him quickly. But he just couldn't understand that, yeah, power leveling will help get you to higher levels fast, but it's not going to help you to understand your character. I know pretty much what all of these abilities do. This one creates a rift in space that glides across the ground a certain distance, and if I use this ability again after I create the rift, I instantly teleport to the rift. Aspect of the cheetah. This helps me move faster, temporarily, but still. Aspect of the turtle. This kind of self-explanatory. I basically turtle up and my armor gets denser. Survival of the fittest. This helps me and my hunter pet take less damage for a short period of time. Camouflage. Pretty self-explanatory. Bestial wrath. Helps me and my pet do extra damage. Dire beast. It basically just summons a dire beast that will fight for you and increases your haste a little bit. Eyes of the beast. This one's a cool one. This basically gives you control of your hunter pet for a short period of time. Allows you to move your hunter pet around and allows you to see through your hunter pet's eyes. So basically you gain control of your hunter pet and become your hunter pet for a short period of time. Kill command. It's just a massive overload of damage from your hunter pet. Command pet. This one is also pretty self-explanatory. It commands your pet to use its special ability. The pet utilities, obviously. Call pet. That's kind of obvious what that does. Cobra shot. This is a cool one. It does lots of damage. Hunter's mark. Marks your target So if you're like in a big battle, you can more easily see where your target is. It also increases the damage dealt to the target by your hunter. I think it's by your hunter. It's kind of vague in the way it's worded. I do believe it's all damage that the marked target takes. Barbed shot. This is a nice one. Lots of damage, increases your critical strike chance. Also increasing your hunter pet's attack speed. Kill shot. It's another finishing move, similar to kill command. Concussive shot. This basically slows down your target. Tranquilizing shot. This will dispel any buffs your opponent might have. Counter shot. It's a great shot. It is useful against spellcasters because it disrupts their spell casting and keeps them from casting from that school of magic for a short period of time. Multi-shot. I love multi-shot in lower level dungeons because I can just clear a room just by multi-shot, boom, everyone's dead. And I haven't even stepped 1 foot past the doorway into the room. Binding shot. It's a good stun ability. Explosive shot. This one is a good area of effect damage ability. Basically, it shoots an explosive dart at your target, and after a few seconds, it explodes, dealing massive amounts of damage to your target as well as all surrounding enemies within a certain radius. And of course, the damage goes down the more enemies that it ends up hitting. Essence of Aranicus Shade. This just poisons all enemies, but it's not actually an ability, it's a trinket. Then we have Feign Death. Basically, it's a good way if I'm accruing too much if I'm accruing too much aggro from the mobs I'm fighting, I can feign death. Then of course my hunter pet can step in and start taking that aggro while I back up, maybe throw a couple of heals on my hunter pet, and then start doing damage again. Disengage. This allows me to clear movement and parrying effects, increases my movement speed, and of course it allows me to back up a little bit so that all my various hunter shots are more effective. Flare. This reveals any stealthed characters or stealthed mobs in the area. And then I've got my traps. Freezing Trap basically stops them in their tracks for a short period. Tar Trap also does the same thing, but differently. Let me see. What's the difference here? Freezing Trap. Okay. Alright, Freezing Trap stops them. Stops the mobs completely. Tar Trap just slows them down. And then Implosive Trap makes them go boom. Then Exhilaration. This is a nice heal. It seems like all classes get their own class-specific heal these days, which I love. As a solo player, it's very difficult to sometimes to play classes that don't have any kind of healing ability, so that I end up relying on healing potions and bandages and food. But yeah. Exhilaration heals you for 30%, or heals you for 30% and your hunter pet for 100% of maximum health. And then of course, after that initial heal, it heals you for an additional 12% of your maximum health over 8 seconds, which is amazing when you're in combat. Alright. Now this one, this battle pet daily, you do not want to start the fight with your any of your pets at less than 100% health, because this guy is tough. Your best bet is to do something like Tympanic Tantrum, which does damage to both the active pet and the secondary pets. Because this guy, Helios here, the spider, he has an ability that when he uses it, doesn't do any damage. Well, it does some damage right away, but what it really does is every time you hit while this effect is on your battle pet takes damage. So a real sucky ability. I absolutely hate it. That's why I like Tympanic Tantrum, because it hits the back row guys. To put it in Pokemon terms, which is how I refer to battle pet fights in World of Warcraft, is basically WoW's version of Pokemon. But to put it in Pokemon terms, your benched guys, your active guy, and your active pet and your benched pets. But you definitely want to do something that hits the benched guys as well as the active guy, so that Helios takes more damage. So by the time he gets put up as the active battle pet, you can knock him down pretty fast. I've basically developed these strategies over years of playing these battle pets. That's okay. I was expecting that. Alright, so we knock out Amethyl. Helios gets put up as the active. Hit him with the Frost Shock to slow him down. And then hit him with the Thrash. And hit Amethyl with the Frost Shock, and then hit him with the Thrash to end the fight.
Quest complete.
Alright. Jump up.
What's on your
And
mind?
then fly to the next one, which is Stormfeather Outpost.
Off with
Let me just take a quick look here at gold production. Alright, so we have earned 480 gold, 18 silver, 34 copper, which the game doesn't even use copper anymore, really. So I think they could really simplify the code for the in-game currency by just dropping copper and just using gold and silver. But yeah, I've earned 480 gold, 18 silver, 34 copper so far this session, which puts my average per hour earnings at 463 gold, 7 silver, 53 copper. I've basically so far this session earned about 30,000 experience points because I started at 989 and I'm now at 30,989. So I've basically gone from 1% to 39% in just over an hour. And I'm probably going to level again before the end of the stream. But alright, this is going to be a long flight, and I'd be willing to bet that I'm going to end up with a notification of an incoming ad break. So I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break now, run some ads. When I come back, I'm going to finish up these last 2 Eastern Kingdoms Battle Pet dailies. Then we're going to do the Karazhan run. So, back in 5 minutes. Don't go nowhere. hoping that the flight would take some extra time, but we're landing in just a second here. Yep. This guy's always here. Unfortunately, he is not tameable. I would love to be able to tame this guy, but he is not tameable. Let's get the lore. And you can't even get the information on him. Might be because he's dead, but no. Can you tame one of the smaller owl beasts? And you can't even get the information on them, so they probably can't be tamed. Alright. We'll get these last two done and then start the Karazhan run. Oh. I forgot to heal up my battle pets first.
Our time will come.
There we go.
Quest complete.
Alright. We go back over to the Flight Master, take the flight to the last battle pet daily, and then we can head to Karazhan.
You got my attention.
Go to East Wall Tower. Also, I do have some news. I was one of the attorneys I contacted trying to get some information on filing suit in regards to the automotive accident I was in back in October. The attorney contacted me last night via text and asked if she could call me this afternoon. Obviously, I said yes because, dude, if they can take my case, I will definitely be able to get some money back for the scooter, which as of right now would cost about $2,000 to fix. I think my stepmom only paid like 18, or it would cost $2,000 to fix. I think my stepmom only paid about $1,800 for it, not including shipping, which I think it only costs about $1,000, but there was a lot of shipping and taxes and stuff, so that all had to be paid as well. So yeah, it's basically totaled. if I had insurance on it, because I got into the accident just after I got it, picked it up from the mechanic that did the post-delivery inspection and repairs. Which, when you get those Chinese knockoff scooters off of Amazon, almost always the carburetor needs some kind of adjustment to make it actually run. Otherwise, it'll start, and as long as you're giving it throttle, it'll run. But as soon as you let off the throttle, it stops. And so I had taken it to the mechanic for a post-delivery inspection and repairs. And I was on my way to the DMV to get it registered. And then I was going to get, as soon as I was done with the DMV, I wasn't even going to leave the area of the parking lot of the DMV. I was going to call my insurance and get it insured. I was planning on getting a Can-Am Ryker 600 as a replacement if I managed to be able to file suit and win in regards to the accident. But with some convincing from my wife, which involved a grand total of, hey honey, I want to get a Can-Am Ryker 600 motorcycle to replace the scooter. No, get a car. Yes, honey. Or as we say to each other, or as I say to her, as you wish. Kind of quoting The Princess Bride. So instead, I thought to myself, well, what could I get that has a fairly similar range to the Ryker 600, but is a car? So I settled on trying to find a inexpensive Nissan Leaf, preferably 2016 or later, because the 2015 and older Nissan Leafs, they have a range of about 40 to 70 miles. I'm like, that isn't gonna get me anywhere. Whereas the 2016 Nissan Leaf has a range of about 107 miles. And of course, the newer the car, the fresher the EV battery is going to be. All right. Now that we've finished the Eastern Kingdom's Battle Pet Dailies and the one Cataclysm Battle Pet Daily,
Greetings.
let's fly back to Darkshire, which is the fastest way to access Karazhan. Of course, I'm in flight. I can't actually open anything while I'm in flight. And this is an even longer flight than before. But anyway, going back to what I was saying about the Nissan Leaf. The 2016 Nissan Leaf only has a range of about 107 miles, which doesn't sound like a lot, but given that everything I want to go to, or everywhere I want to go in our area is within 25-30 miles of me, that's more than enough. Plus, if I get where I'm going and there's a EV charging station. Sorry. I get tinnitus every once in a while. It's a big pain in the butt. But anyway, if I get where I'm going and there's a charging station nearby, I could just plug the car in when I get where I'm going and boom, I'm done. So, like, say I want to go down to the Outlet Collections Mall in Auburn, Washington to go to the Gotcha foam flinging arena, Nerf arena. But in all honesty, Hasbro really hasn't been the top performer in the foam flinging hobby for quite a few years now. But I want to go down to Gotcha Arenas. I can just jump in the car, head down there. I'm fairly certain there's a few chargers at Outlet Collections. I can just park at one of the chargers, plug in, go do my thing at Gotcha Arenas. When I come back to the car's fully charged or charged up enough that I can get home and not have to worry about plugging it back in anywhere. Say I want to go up to Seattle for any of the Twitch meetup, the Seattle Online Broadcasters Association Twitch meetups. I can head up there, no problem. If I want to get down to American Lake VA Hospital for any of my doctor's appointments, I can just hop in the car and I'm there. Everything I need, or everywhere I need to go or want to go, is within 25, 30, maybe 50 miles of where I am right now. Heck, if I want to head down to Vancouver, Washington, to visit the Out of Darts warehouse to buy some parts for my blasters, or to buy a new blaster, or to buy more ammunition, I can head down there, bing, bang, boom. I've got, I could just jump in the car and go. If it's raining outside, no problem, because let's face it, Western Washington does get a lot of rain. Not nearly as much as people think. In fact, there are I've lived in other places that have gotten way more annual rainfall than Western Washington does. But if it's raining, or heavens forbid, snowing, which rarely happens around here, thank goodness. If there's any kind of precipitation, jumping on the motorcycle to head out, not really a great idea. Hopping in the car to head out, super easy. Plus, I want to get back into doing Uber Eats. Again, motorcycle, kind of limited to fair weather. Car, doesn't really matter. Plus, I could even set an alarm on the car that using the built-in navigation, that when the car's battery, or when the car's effective range gets below a certain amount, that's it. I am done for the day. End my Uber Eats run. Find some place to plug in if I'm too far from home to be able to make it home without plugging in. Plug in for a little bit, take a nap, get something to eat, and then when the car's charged up enough to get me home without me having to suffer from range anxiety, which is the anxiety you get when your EV is low on charge and you're not sure if you're going to make it where you're going without the car dying on you. Then I just head home. When I get home, just plug the car in, and I'm good. I really wish my apartment complex would fix the EV chargers that they have. There are at least 20 of them that have had the cords cut from them. There's like 2 or 3 that haven't had the cords cut, that they just turned them off. In fact, I'm surprised that those ones didn't get the cords cut. But if I get my Nissan Leaf, I am going to be like, look, you guys need to either replace the cords on the ones that have had the cords cut, or at the very least, turn back on the ones that still have cords. Or I'm going to take you to court, because this is a service that you offer, and yet you're not maintaining the equipment for the service. So, yeah, either fix it or reduce my rent. I'm more than willing to pay the I think my rent is $1,776 a month. I know, $1,776. It's funny, but I'm more than willing to pay that if I have a place to charge my car. You have the facilities. You have the equipment to charge electric vehicles. Turn it back, but you have it turned off. Turn it back on. Or I want my rent reduced by $200 a month. And if they refuse, take them to court. And then when they either eventually turn the chargers back on or reduce my rent, if they reduce my rent, I'll just find someplace else to charge the car. If they don't reduce my rent, but do actually get the charging stations working, cool. I'm more than willing to pay the extra rent if it means having a place to charge my car. And I know my wife also feels the same, because me and my wife currently co-own a 2018 Chevy Volt plug-in hybrid. Which right now, the only way we have, though that might be going away because she got into an accident about 2 weeks ago, and our car may end up getting totaled because she was rear-ended, and the EV battery pack for the Chevy Volt is right there in the trunk where she got hit. And according to the collision center, there is damage to the area surrounding the EV extensive damage surrounding the EV battery. And if the EV battery is damaged at all, the car is most likely going to be totaled. Alright, let's get Kahuna out. Just in case.
need to target something first.
Just thank you, Kahuna. Good boy. Want to make sure to loot everybody. And if you're leveling a character that does skinning, this is a great area to get get your skinning leveled. Oop. You know what? I'm going to dismiss Kahuna because I don't think I'm going to actually need him. Once I hit level 70 with this character, I'll start doing the Dragonflight content. Probably until I hit like level 75 or so. And then I'll start doing the War Within content. Alright. Oh, if I can actually tame one of these guys. I am fairly certain these guys are exotic. Tameable. Oh, if the big guy is tameable, I am going to be so happy. I'd rather have... I mean, I would release Batman if it meant being able to tame the big guy. The big bat. Oh. Almost missed the phase hound. Alright. Tameable. Oh, man. Okay. Bruce, my friend, I am going to release you. You've been a good bat. But Shadakith, you are a better bat. And he eats meat, fungus, and fruit. He uses Sonic Screech, Bite, Growl, and Dash. Totally worth giving up the leather I would have gotten from him. Alright. However, Shadakith, I'm going to dismiss you. Dude. Cannot be tamed. That's sad. Would have been absolutely hilarious if I could have tamed one of those horses. All right.
Let's just against a more formidable opponent. Always knew someday I would become the hunted.
Nice. Let's see, will I be able to... Nope. Sometimes you can use them, sometimes you can't. Alright. And I'm only going to go up to the... as far as the dragon, because every time I try and get through the Game Master's chamber, I get pummeled because the dude cheats. And without a decent sized group, there's no way to take him down. Okay, whatever. I don't really need to talk to him. Just gonna go around the room. Cheeky little bugger. Alright. Let's clear this room.
I require a target.
Clear the kitchen. And then I'll take a quick 5-minute break for the last ad break of the stream. And finish Karazhan. Alright. So, kitchen's cleared. Ish. Alright. I'm going to take the last 5-minute break of the day. When I come back, we'll finish Karazhan and call it a day. So, back in 5 minutes. Don't go nowhere. back. Let's finish up this quest, or finish up this dungeon. Then we'll head back to Stormwind.
Unannounced visitors. Preparations must be made.
Finish up this dungeon, head back to Stormwind, vendor all the junk and soulbound items. See, this is what hunters are good for. They're good for taking out large groups quickly. And from great distances. Boom. Alright. Can't forget the guest quarters. I always forget the guest quarters. Alright. Perfect. Haha. Maiden virtue goes down. Oh. I was like, what's that? Oh, it's one of my friend, someone off my Blizzard BattleNet friends list.
I do not have a target. I must get closer.
Fact. Think I'm going to go as far as I can in the next 5 minutes. If I don't finish Karazhan, no big deal. Let's see what this is. Because there's a rotating list of plays. Wizard of Oz, Romeo and Juliet,
Ladies and
Little
gentlemen,
Red Riding
to this
Hood.
evening's presentation. Tonight, we explore a tale of forbidden love.
Romeo and Juliet.
But beware, for not all love stories end happily, as you may find out. Sometimes, love pricks like a thorn. But don't take it from me. See for yourself what tragedy lies ahead when the paths of star-crossed lovers meet. And now, on with the show!
Come on.
What devil art thou that dost torment me? Romulo, I come. Oh, this do I drink to thee.
Then Romulo.
I need to
Or
target
Romeo.
Boy, upon the stroke. That
Come, gentle knight, and give me back my Romulo. Oh, happy dagger. This is thy sheath. There rust, and let me die.
Good thing Shakespeare is dead. He'd probably sue
I
Blizzard
require
for
a
that.
target.
Alright. All done. Next area. down to the last few seconds. Alright, let's get this guy and then head back to Stormwind. A little bit of a stretch.
People are experiencing visions of a radiant song all across Azeroth.
Yeah, don't care. Alright. There we go. That's soulbound. Let's open up the bag. There we go. And let's go ahead and get this all organized. Had to use a different user interface because add-on, because unfortunately the bags interface add-on I was using stopped working with the latest update, which apparently is a common occurrence. It's a travesty, really. I am exhausted. Alright. Alright, let's start selling stuff. And I am falling asleep here. I just hope I don't miss something and accidentally post one of these items at too high of a price. Which has happened. Try to keep it down to less than 10 gold. Shoot. Oops. You know what? I'm not even gonna bother. We'll see what kind of gold I get out of it. If I end up having to repost some of the stuff, nah. Alright, all that stuff's posted to the auction house. Let's go grab the gold from the sold items. Huh. I think I'm going to equip this item instead of the essence of Iranicus's shade. Alright, let's summon the transmogrifier just to make sure that nothing is out of sorts with the gear.
Need help? Farewell.
Alright,
King's honor, friend.
drop off. The excess gold.
Go with honor, friend.
And that's going to just about do it for me today, folks. I want to thank y'all for joining me. I super appreciate it. Wish some more people would have chatted today, but that's all. It's all good. I appreciate you stopping by anyway. I will be back on tomorrow at 6 a.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. GMT, playing some World of Warcraft Cataclysm Classic, continuing to level my Death Knight, and also do a little gold farming. So until tomorrow at 6 a.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. GMT, peace out, stay frosty, have a great day, and hang tight for the raid.
This is how the story ends. I've read between the lines. Your pages are a mystery. Your words are undefined. You buried all your secrets there.